Alright, I know the video is long enough as it is, so I'm not going to ramble on here for way too long. So, you might be wondering that why is the video so late? I actually explained that later on in the video, so if you guys want to know about that, you can watch till the end of the video. Now, the thing that I'm here to explain is that, you see, this was a voice over video, so meaning that I recorded the video and the audio at different times. Now, you see, on a normal voiceover video, what I would usually do is try to match up the video and the audio. Now, you see, among a situation, that would have taken me another 7 days, and I don't think you guys would have been happy about that. So instead, what I've tried to do is I actually done a lot of Among Us games and then compiled them into a visual section. So meaning that you guys are gonna get a better visualization in terms of what public lobbies are, because all the time it doesn't go perfectly, and there are some really funny games in there. So hopefully you guys are gonna be enjoying them. Anyways, enjoy the video. On that astronaut ship, there are a bunch of astronauts running around the ship doing their tasks, while an imposter among those astronauts is also running around and trying to eat those astronauts. Obviously, I'm talking about the most trending game on the planet now, Among Us, which I don't even think you guys need that brief intro, but I just thought that it would have been cool since we mostly do Minecraft stuff on this channel. Now, you see, today's video is a lot delayed. I just cannot argue with that fact, because about 10 videos ago, I said that I would do an Among Us video, which obviously I really didn't get around to doing that, because you see, I had a lot of good Minecraft ideas, which obviously you guys saw over the weeks. So yeah, I guess I really didn't get around to doing that, but now I'm finally doing it, and hopefully you guys are going to be interested. Now, obviously, by the title, the thumbnail, and my weird intro, hopefully you guys can tell that in today's video, I'm going to be walking you guys through the process of how you can win as the imposter in Among Us reliably most of the time. Now, let's just face it, right? In the most exciting moment in Among Us is when you see the red imposter text, and below that, you see your lovely jelly bean with a red name. Now, yeah, whenever I see that screen, I just have to scream. It's really, really rare to get an imposter, and it feels just great if you just win as the imposter. And believe me, I'm doing this video just because I have pretty much like over 60% win rate as an imposter. Yeah, so I have some experience in terms of how you can win as the imposter. So just before we get into like how the nitty gritty is gonna work, I'm just gonna give you guys the little bit of a rundown as to because you see, I just cannot give you guys the complete tutorial on the 3 different maps, and the 3, like, all of them have different texts and all that stuff. So today I'm most likely gonna be focusing on the skilled and what do you call it, and a public or a private lobby, that doesn't matter, on 10 players. Now, obviously, you guys can actually take the tips from this, because although I'm gonna be specifying some stuff, I believe if you guys take this and think it through like an high IQ person, like obviously all of you are, you should be able to process this into other maps. So yeah, that was all of the other stuff that I had to mention before we get into it, because it would have just not made sense to just jump right into it, and you guys be thinking like, I'm gonna do Mira, and what the heck is this talking about skill? So yeah, that was all the stuff. Now let's just jump into how you can get your hands on some juicy crewmates. Alright, let's just jump right into it. So before we get started, I just want to give you guys a really mini tip, which I bet you will come in more handy than you would ever think. So let's say you have your imposter text pop up on your screen. Obviously you want to celebrate because it's a real rare occasion to get imposter, but you see, you don't want to go too overhand with the celebration, because if you go too overhand, yeah, it's gonna take up a lot of time, and some weirdo is just gonna be like, I want to vote you off, and the crew is probably gonna be okay with it. So yeah, just keep your celebration to a minimalistic extent, so that if you don't want to get voted off for no apparent reason. Now let's actually get into the main tips. So your actual main tip actually comes even before a game of imposter. So what I want you to do is establish a really secure path which you can take as an imposter as well as a crewmate. Because if you do that, let's say you're playing with a group of friends, right? So let's say on the first game, you go to admin first, then you go to storage, right? So if you do that, let's say you did that as a crewmate in front of them. In the next game, if you do that, the people are not going to be suspicious and think that, he's probably not an imposter because he did that as a crewmate, right? So obviously, before we get started, create an imaginary path that you want to take as soon as the game starts. So for me, on the skilled map, what the path that I like to take is, first of all, what I like to do is first of all go directly to admin after spawning into the world, so that I can do my card swipe immediately. Now, just a heads up, I'm the absolute pro at card swiping. I never miss one. Just letting you guys know, flexing as always. After that, what I like to do is go to electrical because that's a death trap, and I want to do that as fast as possible. After that, I usually go either left or right based upon which type of like where I have the most tasks, right? So if I have more tasks on the left, I would go left. If I have more tasks on the right, I would go right. After that, I usually go down to security, but we are gonna get into that when we get into the main tips. So obviously, create a path in your head that you want to go immediately as you spawn in. With all of that out of the way, let's get into some actual meat as the imposter. So let's say you're spawned into the world and you're just at the admin table, right? Sorry, not the emergency table. So you want to walk down to the admin section. By the way, just keep in mind that we are going to be taking the skill map as an example. But again, this can be applied in the other maps. So when you go to admin, right? Obviously, since like what I would recommend is you have the admin task as your first task because that's what I'm gonna go based upon. So let's say you just go over to the admin task, right? And you're gonna be standing there for just a little bit of time because what we want to do there is that we want to immediately call the electrical sabotage, which I know you guys watch memes, so that might be clever. So you see, what happens from the electrical sabotage is that people are obviously going to have to go over there because if you don't have enough light vision, people are not going to be able to see the imposter and they are going to be heading over to electrical, which is known as the death trap. So when they go over there, you're obviously going to be easier off killing them there. So when you go to the admin table, people are going to be thinking that you're going to have a hard time doing the task, so you can sabotage with ease. So after doing the sabotage, go over to electrical and just see that if there are people around, you don't want to do the kill. Obviously, just walk out and go over to the right or the left. It doesn't matter. But let's say the best case scenario here is that both of your your imposter buddy, go over to electrical. There are two people. You do the double kill and you hop into an event. Now that is a really crucial part because just keep this in mind, right? After you do a kill, do not self-report. I see that a lot of beginners do self-reports, which is not ideal because if you do a self-report, you're faced with the fact that where was the body? If you say like the body was like actually say where it was, you're gonna get suspicious on how did you get there and all that stuff. So it's gonna be hard. So obviously help into invent after you do a kill. So let's say you got yourself your first kill with your partner, right? We're gonna assume that you got a double kill. After that double kill, what you want to do is hop into an unseen area where there's no people around you because obviously if they see you, they're gonna report it as soon as they can. So after hopping up, you just want to like go over to the left or the right, basically away from the electrical room. The best case scenario over here is that you catch up with another crewmate, you jump, like shift around with them a little bit so that they gain your trust, and then you lead them over to the electrical so you get the first report. By doing that, they're gonna have a sense of trust in you because you didn't kill them for a long time, so that's gonna be good. After that, we have ourselves the first body report. Now, I just want you to keep in mind, right? So, as I've already said, that you should keep in mind that like the map on your head, like which way you want to go. The same goes for a body report or any type of emergency meeting. So in that case, what you want to do is already create a pattern that you want to talk in, right? So what I like to do is basically keep shut. I do not want you to go into the accusative route because if you do go into the accusative route, it is a really big chance because it might work out, but most of the time it will get you backstabbed. So what I recommend is, first of all, if you are the one reporting it, just say that it was where it was, who was around you, and just keep shut because all the other people are going to be doing the talking for you. And if you're not the one reporting, just basically say the same thing, like who you were and who you were with. So after all of that, the meeting is concluded. If anyone's trying to put suspicious on you, because that obviously can happen, just basically say that why did you sus me, because I was with this person, and most of the time you should be good. Now with all of that, your first body report should be good, and you should have 2 people already down, which is a really big situation, by the way. Don't take this lightly. Anyways, let's move on to this afterwards of that. Now that was a little bit more long-winded than it needed to be, but I just wanted to get into a little bit more detail. Anyways, now let's say after the first round, where hopefully you and your partner were able to pull off a double kill in electrical, which first of all isn't that hard to do, so hopefully you guys were able to do that. But let's say after all of that, you're now on to round 2. Now the first thing that I want you to do in round 2 is to go over to the reactor area in at least guild. You see, the reason why that I want you to go over to reactor is that there's a particular task in reactor which is really interesting, because first of all, it's actually really eligible throughout all of the different maps, so it already makes it interesting. By the way, if you couldn't tell, the task that I'm talking about is the start reactor, or better known as the Simon Says task. Now, the second reason why Simon Says actually really helpful in the second round is that it's actually the perfect task to actually fake, because their taskbar that you see up above on the screen actually cannot detect your progress in that task. And you see, the second reason is that there's an estimated time for that task, because if you don't put in enough attention, it actually is going to screw you up massively. So there's no estimating how much that's going to take you. So basically, even if you're standing up against a wall, the other crewmates will not be able to tell you apart. So while you're faking that task, what I want you to do is look around your surrounding area. Meaning that if you're on skilled, I want you to look around on the security, the upper engine, the lower engine, all that stuff, so that you can clear out which crewmates are going where. After that, what I want you to do is actually go to sabotages and actually sabotage the oxygens. Now, you might be a little bit more confused as to why am I going to sabotage oxygen when I'm in reactor. Now, this is the reason why we are sabotaging oxygen is that there are 2 sabotages on the ship which can immediately kill you. One of them is the oxygen one, and another one is the reactor one. The reason why we are not going to be doing the reactor one is that, you see, if I call the reactor, there's no guarantee that only one person is going to come on. But the chances are that the whole ship's just going to come on to do the task, right? So if you call the oxygen, the thing that's going to happen is that probably most of the crew is actually going to go over to the oxygen area, right? So that means that admin and O2. So while people are doing that, if you have been paying close attention, the people that are around you are actually on the backside with you. So meaning that if you are also going over to the oxygen, you can actually immediately kill them, hop into a vent, and go over to the oxygen area, meet up with the crew, and just pretend to be doing the oxygen. By doing that, what you are going to be doing is that they're going to be trusting you, because you were with them when they did oxygen, and they're just going to be being that, oh, he was with us when he's not able to kill, right? So after all of that, you should be good for the moment being. Now let's say in that round you only got that 1 kill. Your partner was not able to pull up any kills, which is ideally actually in this situation. So after that, hopefully the body is going to be reported, because I don't know if any other kills are going to be happening for a long time. So after that happens, the body reports. By the way, I actually forgot to mention this in the first round. Just keep a lookout for the people who are being cleared. So I mean that the other people saying that people did a visual task, so they are clear. Because later on, you might need to do some accusing or some tactical clearing, so that might be helpful to keep in mind. Anyways, now let's say we go on to the round 2 voice chat, or normal chat, based upon if you're playing on a public lobby or not. So when you go into that chat, obviously you're going to say where you were, who the people were around you, and all that stuff. The normal conversation that happens in a meeting. But you see, the rule of thumb is actually going to stick out here, because among Us and pretty much every other game has a rule of thumb for their gameplay. Minecraft has don't take straight down, right? So the rule of thumb that applies for Among Us is that if you're on a play lobby, don't vote on 7. Now, hopefully, if you only got that 1 kill, there's going to be 7 people remaining. Now, you don't want to vote on 7, because the thing here is that for the crewmates, if there are 2 2 imposters among you, the chances are that if you vote the wrong person out, there's going to be only 4 crewmates and 2 imposters, and if the imposters are able to pull off a double kill, the things that gonna happen is that that's gonna be an immediate win. So even as the imposter, just want to be enforcing that fact that you should not vote on 7, and then the crewmates are gonna be believing that, oh, he's saying that we should not vote on 7, so meaning that he probably is a crewmate and cares about the crew. And in reality, you actually don't, but you want to get their trust, right? So just basically say that don't vote on 7. Let's skip for the moment being, unless they're actually hard focusing on someone who actually isn't the imposter. So if they want to vote them out, just agree with them. All right. So after all of that, your round 2 should be complete. Now let's move on to round 3. Now in round 3, there's a lot of things that can happen. Like the imposter buddy can be already out by now. The crew base might even eject some other people. All that stuff might happen. But the route I'm gonna be taking is that your crewmate, your imposter buddy is still in the game, and now you're just gonna go into a 7-person game. So after you go into the 7-person game on round 3, but you just want to go onto the right side because you have not been on the right side yet, and the people just might accuse you. So just go over to the right side, just do some tasks. But the thing that you want to do is, first of all, call lights. But this time, you do not want to call lights just because you want to go over to lights yourself. Here you actually want to take the advantage of the lights being off. So meaning that the other crewmates cannot see you, but you can see the other crewmate. So you want to get off an immediate kill. Now the immediate kill, what it's going to help you with is that there's going to be immediately 6 crewmates left. So basically what I wanted you to do is basically just call the lights, and after that just find a lonely crewmate, kill them, hop into the vet, and go to some unexplored place. So let's say you actually managed to pull off an pretty much immediate kill, but after that the body gets reported because obviously you're not gonna have the smoothest gameplay of the world, because after that if you're lucky enough to get your kill cooldown actually down, that's gonna be lucky, but most of the time that's not gonna be happening. So let's say on the third round of meeting, only 6 people are on the meeting, right? Hopefully this perspective isn't too hard for you guys. So after the only 6 person on the team, what you want to reinforce this time is that you want to vote out one imposter. Now, what you want to say is that we are on 6, we need to get one out or we get double. Obviously, you're an imposter, but you want to have the mind of an crewmate, because if not, they're going to be suspicious of you and vote you out. So say that, and after that, if your imposter buddy is in danger, do not be side with them. If everybody's saying that your imposter buddy is the imposter, you have to stick with them. Like if you're the sore thumb out and they figure out that, oh, he was the imposter, easy win, because they're gonna think that you're the imposter as well, and you're just gonna get ejected. So stick with the crew on this one. Don't take any leads, but if they ask for you to give any leads for yourself, just say that I was not with anyone, but if you were with someone when you did a kill, accuse them. Don't go too far into accusing, and keep in mind that you don't want to accuse someone who were hardly killed. So let's say in this situation, your imposter is with you, but let's say, another crewmate just gets voted off, which actually sometimes actually is more. I know the video is getting a little bit more long-winded, but we are on the home stretch, believe me. And also, sorry for that weird cut. I was rambling on for a lot, so I actually don't know how to cut audio, so that was my first try. So hopefully you guys don't bombard me down in the comment section. Anyways, now let's get on with the final bit of today's video. I know this was a long time coming, but we are finally at it. So after the 4th round, I believe, I said that there's only 6 crewmates down on the ship. Now, and I'm going to go over 2 situations differently. So the first situation is that your fellow buddy imposter has not been voted out because they were not, suspicious, right? So, in that situation, after you spawn in the world with 6 crewmates and you and your imposter buddy, the first thing that you need to do is call and sabotage. The best sabotage for this is the reactor sabotage, because for a reactor sabotage, you need 2 people. But you see, if the other people tag along, it's not going to be that big of an issue. So while the sabotage is going on and people are going over to the reactor, basically the only the only wait before you enter the win line is your kill cooldown. So as soon as your kill cooldown goes down, make sure that you and your imposter already attack at the same time. So meaning that two crewmates get killed immediately. By doing that, you guys will get an immediate win because there's gonna be two crewmates, two imposters, and the game does not continue after that, meaning that you get yourself a clean win. Now, you see, the thing is that the situation that I just described is the most optimal and the most perfect situation that can happen in an Among Us lobby. Which, first of all, the things that even happen, that the crewmates even being rational, that does not happen. So, obviously, be prepared for some other stuff. But the only other situation that I'm gonna go over is that, let's say in one of the previous rounds, I'm going to be holding like the previous round where there were only 6 crewmates. I'm going to say that in that round, your fellow crew imposter buddy got voted out. Now, what do you do in this situation? Because you're all alone against 4 people. Now, in this situation, the thing that you only need to keep in mind that which people are hard voted off and which people are actually suspicious. Because obviously, throughout the game of Among Us, your other crewmate, they are not buddies, but the other crewmates are going to be suspicious because some of them might be doing some weird things and all that stuff is going to just come together. So if that is the situation, you have to keep in mind which of them are suspicious and which of them are hard clear. Now, after that, let's say there are 4 people on the ship. The only thing that you have to look out for is how many of them are sticking together and how many of them are, what do you call it, alone. So let's say all the crewmates apart from one are sticking together. So if that's the case, if you just go ahead and kill the other crewmate who isn't with the pack, obviously that makes it sure that you're the only one outside of that radar, so meaning that you're the one that killed them. So to avoid that, the thing that you want to do is to look out for, let's say there are 2 hardly clear crewmates walking around. Now, in that situation, what you want to do basically just call in sabotage. While because if you call in sabotage, there's pretty much guaranteed that one of them is going to split off. In that split second, just kill them and leave no evidence. After doing that, you're going to come down to 3 crewmates, and here is the thing that is going to come in handy. So over the course of the game, you do not want to kill anyone who has been suspicious throughout all of the crewmates' decision. So let's say on the final 3-man meeting, the 3 people that are on are you, a hardly clear crewmate, and another suspicious one. So in this situation, let's say the one that is hardly clear, if you're able to manage what you call it, their trust, they're gonna vote the other person off, and that is an instant death for them, but a victory for you. So you have to just tie in everything from the start, so meaning that you cannot act suspicious. You have to do all of the tips that I said. But if you do all of that, there is a highly situation that the other crewmate is going to believe you and vote off another crewmate. But let's say in that meeting everyone skips, no problem. The only thing that you have to do is just come in the game, move a little bit away from the emergency meeting table, just call it sabotage because in most lobbies the sabotage cooldown is actually lower than the emergency meeting cooldown. So basically, you immediately sabotage. The people are gonna go over to the sabotage, and you get 1 kill, and that is gonna be that. So that's gonna do it for every single, the step-by-step process that I want you to follow when you're playing a game of Among Us if you're given the role of an imposter. Now, you might have noticed that over the course of the video, well, first of all, the video is already late, but the other thing that you might notice is that the about 3 different clips, all of them were having me different voices. In fact, you already probably have noticed that my voice is a little bit more different. Now, the basic reason for that is that I like, first of all, the reason why the video is late is because tomorrow I was just lazing around way too much. I just have to admit that fact. But today I got ill, or what do you call sick, but not in the thermal stick that I am wearing a sunglass. I got a little bit more ill today, out of a sudden, but it's okay. It's okay because I am uploading videos, as you can see over here. This one's going to be an upload. So the only thing that you have to keep in mind that the videos are going to be a little bit more delayed because if I work hard, this video probably would have been on time. So yeah, I'm just taking a slight break, but it's not even that I want to. even if I want to work, obviously schools open up, as I said in the previous video. So just keep in mind when you watch one of my videos, if you're just thinking why it is delayed. Now that a little bit of a rant, I think I just had to go on because there might be a little bit more confusion. Why is the voice like that? And why is the video still delayed? So those are the reasons for you. But anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for today's video of how you can win it reliably as an imposter in Among Us. If you guys learned something new and enjoyed today's video, make sure to hit the like button. And if you guys want to stick around for hopefully more Among Us videos, I mean, I don't plan on doing too many more, but if you guys have any ideas, definitely let me know down in the comment section down below. And so hit the notification bell because if you guys want to watch more videos by me, that is the best thing to do. But that's gonna do it for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.